The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
In 2008, a German family fled to the U.S. after German authorities demanded that the devout Christian parents stop homeschooling their children, which is against the law there. Now they're hoping that they can make their case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, which has ordered the Obama administration to respond to the German family's appeal as they fight deportation. Shannon Bream is live in Washington. Shannon, how did this case get to this point?
Well, Martha, the Romaikas are devout Christians. They were becoming very concerned about what their children were learning in school in their native country in Germany. Some things they say were directly in conflict with their faith. So they decided to homeschool the children, which is against the law in Germany. At one point, police actually showed up and took the children. Now, believing the U.S. would be the one place that would protect them, they fled here and applied for asylum. The first judge who saw them agreed and granted them permission and safety to stay here. Well, the Obama administration appealed that ruling and won. So if the Supreme Court doesn't step in, this family is going to be forced to go back to Germany. In their brief, urging the justices to take up their case, they argue this, quote, "The express motive of Germany is to suppress parents' minority religious views. If human rights standards are applicable, then German homeschoolers are clearly entitled to asylum. The level of punishment is very harsh, permanent loss of custody of one's children." And Martha, that's the exact thing they don't want to have to face if they're sent home.
Wow, a fascinating case and a really powerful assertion there. So how's the administration responding, Shannon?
Well, all along, the argument from the administration has been that the Romaikas are not facing religious persecution, that they simply have a disagreement with Germany about its education policies. Well, in addition to the legal fight, supporters of the family started a petition on the White House website. It has gotten more than 127,000 signatures, and here's part of the White House's response. Quote, "To the extent that these petitions address a matter before the courts, we cannot issue a comment. But while we can't comment on this particular issue, we know that homeschooling can provide young people with the resources and attention they need to succeed academically. And we understand why their parents value this freedom." It's interesting to note that the administration also did not file any response to the family's petition to the Supreme Court. Now, we have to guess that at least some of the justices were concerned about that because the administration has been ordered by the Supreme Court to respond to that petition and explain why this family should be kicked out of the country. That response is due in a couple of weeks. After that, the justices will vote on whether or not to take up this appeal over what religious persecution really means.
Wow.
Martha?
Fascinating. Shannon, thank you very much. We'll see what happens. Thanks.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.